Going live.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Hey, Kerrie.
What's up? Hey, long time no see.
I know. It's been, what, 4 hours? Wow. 3, actually.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, we're waiting on people to join. Go to my website, coopedup.com. I'm eating some of our haul today while I'm talking to you.
Me too. I got snacks over
If
here.
you're on Instagram or TikTok, I'm Cooped Up. That's pretty much my handle everywhere. If you want to follow Kerrie, she's at Food Sparks in all the places. And you can click the bell to be notified when we come live. And I think that is all the ones I'm going to do today. Hey, Mama. How are you?
Hey, Mama Cooper.
How are you feeling after your vaccine yesterday? Second one. Right. I'm being rude. I'm eating food.
I'm being rude, eating food.
I'm being rude. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. You know what else? My feet are Longfellows. That's what we used to always say.
With the rhyming, it made me think of the text message you and I just shared a bit ago about you eating too much quinoa.
Oh, my God. What did I say?
I said, drink a ton of water. You need to flush it through, then make a poo.
Flush it through and make a poo. Yes. So Kerrie and I today, over lunch, we went to Aldi. Kerrie is an Aldi pro. I've been a few times. I don't hate it or anything. I mean, I think it's actually a great store. It's just never in my mind. And the one by my house is garbage. It is a tiny little store. It's the size of like a 7-Eleven, honestly.
Yeah. No.
And the one that Kerrie goes to is like the Taj Mahal of Aldi's. And so we went today and ventured out. And between the two of us, spent $400 at Aldi. They probably had a really good day because of us today.
One of those situations where you're going down, you're like that, and that,
I know.
that goes in the cart.
And the thing is, so I have the receipt here. This is my receipt. $236 is my portion of it.
That's like $173.
There's only one item on this whole receipt that is more than $10.
Yeah.
On this whole receipt. Everything else is $3.99, 49 cents, $1.99. I mean, literally, there's hardly anything over $5 or over $6 on this list. I call it IKEA effect, where you're walking through and you're like, oh, that's only $4. Oh, that's you $4 yourself to death. Is what you end up doing.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's cheap though, because when I got through it, I was like, dang, that's not bad at all. And I needed groceries anyway. So.
And I had 4. We brought our own bags. I had 4 big bags. Which, by the way, let's say cheers to Selena. Today is the 26th anniversary of Selena's death.
Right.
I had my Selena bags with me that I put groceries in. It is also Celine Dion's birthday today.
That's right.
I know. So my favorites, Selena and Celine Dion. Brooke is asking which location. So we went to the one near downtown on the east side on Gaston. Yeah, so between Lakewood and downtown here in Dallas.
It's like Gaston between like Fitzhugh and Haskell.
Yeah.
Turned into Fitzhugh. It's fine. Oh, your mama says gotta go. Be right back.
Yeah.
Right, sure. Come on back.
And Sandy loves it. My niece Logan works at an Aldi. And
Monica.
I think. I know.
She's always bringing home the goodies then. Well, let's see if she brings you some of these goodies we're about to go through.
So we were in there probably for about an hour and a half. And I think that the longest part of it for us was actually that very first strip, like between the door through the snack section. So if you're not familiar with Aldi, it's kind of laid out where you walk in and then you are required to go down this first row pretty much all the way to the back of the store. And then you kind of snake through the store.
There's really only like 5 main aisles.
Yeah. The one by me has literally 3 aisles. It's got 2 things that go through the middle and then the freezers around the side. But
it's about the footprint of a Trader Joe's, right? It's about the footprint. I'd say Aldi is about the footprint of a Trader Joe's.
Yeah, that one is for sure. The one by me is not, but that one is. And aren't they related somehow?
No, I looked that up one time. They're not.
That urban myth kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff is very like I got these. So I didn't only buy carbs, but I'm only going to talk about the carbs at the moment. These chocolate chip dunkers, they are chocolate chip cookies that they're long and slender. See that?
Oh yeah, that's right. You got those. I didn't get those.
The kids have already rated them, and they said they're very good. They're a little dry, but if you're dunking them in milk, that's the point. Then it counteracts that. And dry may be actually better because it kind of does. But this looks like a Trader Joe's package to me. Just the way the packaging
It does look like a Trader Joe's package, yeah.
And also, like, I noticed some of the chocolate almonds and stuff all looked very, very Trader Joe's. It's packaged by Aldi in Batavia, Illinois. That's where it's packaged.
All of their stuff is done in that area of Illinois, yeah.
So, and Crystal's like, how do you spend an hour and a half in an Aldi? Well, we did it.
Girl,
We did everything in the store. It's like, oh, look at this. Oh, talk to the bread section alone. Between all the brioche and the chocolate brioche and the cinnamon brioche and the cinnamon buns and all of that kind of stuff.
Here's one. I'm not going to taste it, but the apple strudel breakfast bread, y'all. Get into it, y'all.
Oh, I meant to buy that one. I forgot. I didn't grab that one.
It smells so good. First of all, I'm a single person, so I'll never go through this all. So I think Cooper's posted some videos to his stories, or if he hadn't posted them yet, he is. But I freeze the bread. Like, this is already sliced. So I just take a big Ziploc bag, take out what I think I'll eat at the moment or for the week, you know, but I freeze it. And then I just get a piece or two out when I want it, throw in the toaster oven. But look at the streusel on the side of the bread.
Oh my God.
Streusel and the apple pieces and y'all, it smells like apple pie. And brioche had a bread baby.
What was interesting to me is that at first glance you're not really seeing anything, but then you kind of zoom in on it and you're like, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, like look. And I said, like, everything is $2.99 there, and a lot of the stuff I will tell you some of my takeaways. I'm not a big grocery shopper generally. I enjoyed today. I enjoy same reason I like going to Trader Joe's is it's kind of like more adventuresome. It's not just buying stuff that you're going to shit out later. But the Trader Joe's, not Trader Joe's, Aldi was surprisingly organic and like no hormones and all of that stuff. Like I am a hardcore organic shopper when it comes to dairy and meats. So
and I think you and I had that dairy conversation when your kids were little, and I told you, keep Claire on organic dairy as long as you can because girls get their cycles so early now because of all the hormones.
We've held up at this point for a while. Coming. I know. Stop it. I know it will happen, but my thing on dairy specifically is, and for Claire more than the rest of us, but also for the rest of us. They pump those cows so full of estrogen to make them produce that. It's got to go somewhere, and it's either going to go into the milk or the meat, right?
Yeah, it's going to go into the baby cows. It's going to go into the meat.
Estrogen in my system, I'm already borderline.
Well, I told you that every time I go, I'm a little more shocked at how broadened their offerings are, and even today, because it's usually months between my Aldi's trips. It's not one of my regular grocery trips. I don't know why. I just don't ever think of it like you said. But today I was shocked. I mean, they had even more, gluten-free, other non-GMO. But then today, the keto options. They had a ton of keto options.
They had a lot of keto. Claire can never watch this episode. Yes, that is true.
Can't, yeah.
They had that. What was the brand of the almond milks or whatever? Oh yeah.
Oh, the Khalifa.
Khalifa. They had the Khalifa milk, and you said it was about half the price that you can get it at Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's at least. And then what was it? The other thing? It was like, the eggs. I didn't get the eggs out of my fridge.
I'll do that in a minute. So one of the things is a lot of their stuff is their own name brands. Like that's how they keep the prices low. They're kind of like house brand generic stuff. I am a huge fan of generics, by the way, if it's a house brand, because with age, I've become less brand loyal because I realize that it's all fake. And the brands make all the stuff. Anyway,
Yeah. Go watch a How It's Made episode and you'll see that the same plants push out Le Sueur peas and Great Value peas.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing.
Yeah. And so Le Sueur is one of the ones that I do stick with the brand for some reason. It just feels fancier.
People are weird about it, yeah.
Have the Le Sueur peas. Like I feel like, I've arrived when I walk in my pantry and I see Le Sueur peas. Like it's having 2 Range Rovers in the driveway isn't enough. It's the Le Sueur peas.
Le Sueur peas.
Yes,
which, by the way, all canned peas are disgusting, so I don't get it.
I put them in marinara sauce or in bolognese sauce.
Really?
Green peas, and that's how Cibo Divino does it. And I talked to him about it.
Damn.
And he said in Italy, they put green peas in their bolognese sauce. So I started doing it. It is the best thing ever.
I've done carrots, but I've never done green peas.
Like you make it from scratch. No, I'm talking about like, I'm not talking about like when you make a sauce homemade or whatever, because marinara has carrots in it. I mean, just already, right?
The sweetness,
I'm talking about like if you do some meat, and then even if you just use a jar of Rouse or something and pour it in there, stir it up, then you put some peas in it and let them either use like Le Sueur, or I will use frozen peas sometimes. Just let them come to temp. It's great. It adds like a little kick of green to it, which I love. I love it.
Well,
I know most people don't like canned peas. I know.
Carrots like, boo. In addition to the milks that he's talking about in that same dairy section, they've got the regular just plain old white eggs, and then they have like cage-free eggs, which by the way were $3.49. Okay.
Y'all hear Kerrie's coming out right now, by the way. Eggs.
The what?
Eggs.
Yeah, sorry. I do say eggs. I'm an eggs, not an eggs. I'm an eggs. It's the Oklahoma that. And anytime I say eggs or fixin' to, people are like, oh, okay, now, yeah, I get it. You're from Oklahoma. But they had these, just the regular brown cage-free eggs. They were $3.49, and then they had these beautiful heritage eggs. First of all, they were ginormous, large eggs, and they were these beautiful brown with like speckles, and the light blue ones sprinkled throughout. And they were what, $3.79, Cooper? You easily pay $7 for those eggs at Whole Foods.
They look damn good in the refrigerator.
Oh, they're beautiful, so beautiful.
Sarah wants to know, but what did you get in the wacky aisle that was like garden hoses, surfboards, and handicap shower chairs? So funny enough, we just kind of hit that aisle at a dead run, and it was crowded in that section because I don't know why it was, but we didn't get anything there, but they had the most random shit. They had a standing desk monitor stand, like where you could attach it to your standing desk, your double monitors. They had
laptop stand.
Essential oils. They had a cat scratching post. They had
a lot of dog and cat treats and some Easter stuff
this time, and a ton of Easter stuff.
And organization tubs and silverware drawer
or organizers, and then
stuff like that.
They had fresh tulips like that were in the pot still, but they didn't have them. Circular said they did, but they didn't have them today. So.
They had mulch. Oddly enough, they had mulch by the door, and I think that's probably where the tulips will go on that. Yeah.
I want some mulch and some it was just you can get everything here.
Get your eggs and your mulch and your hash brown patties.
I have literally been in an Aldi before, and I have seen Japanese maple trees.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. You were like, I scored a Japanese maple tree at Aldi today. I was like, what? I went, they were gone.
Crazy.
Yeah. You never know, man.
I know.
Here's what else I got in the snack aisle. They have jerky, which I haven't tried this yet. But I got chili lime. These are all pork, by the way. Oh, this one's beef. This one's pork. Spicy garlic.
Pork
and aloha teriyaki. Yeah, I've had Golden Island pork jerky. Their kind of teriyaki sriracha one is like one of my favorites. So I got this to see if it was like that.
And also, I want to tell y'all, one of my misconceptions going into today was that it was going to be a ton of processed food, and it was going to be a ton of like sugar laden stuff and bad for you and all of that. Like basically just shit the poor people eat, right? Like I know, but and because it was cheap, and cheap food is usually bad for you.
Sometimes equated to
and all that kind of stuff. So, and I'm a big label reader. Like it doesn't have to be healthy for me to eat it. Can you hear me? Because I hear a little. Yep. Okay.
Nope, I can hear it.
I'm a big label reader, and it doesn't have to be healthy in the sense of like low calories or whatever. But I want it to be actual ingredients. Like I want to read the label and be like meat, vegetable, something. Yeah. Like I want to know what all the things are. And like for me, too much stuff has sugar added. And so I read labels and I look for sugar like crazy in things. I think Americans over sugar ourselves. And I don't have a sweet tooth at all. So I prefer stuff that's not so sugary. And so I like Rouse pasta sauce is my favorite pasta sauce to use
really good.
From a jar. It's like $9 though, but it is like 6 ingredients, period.
Yeah.
They had one, Aldi had one, and it was called like Signature Supreme or something like that. Specially selected. That's actually what the brand is. I'm looking at something here. And marinara sauce for $2.50. I've not tried it yet, so I'm not going to render judgment.
We're going to report back.
But it had like 6 ingredients in it, and sugar was not one of them. So I was shocked by that.
Awesome.
So, funny enough, though, I'm going to tell you this. The U.S. economy is very happy that Cooper Koch is vaccinated.
You spent so much money lately.
No, today alone, Kerrie, I have spent $700 today.
I did that on Monday. I've spent 4 to 6 months, I don't know how long, not clicking on the Nordstrom Rack app.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm a Nike hound, and on Tuesday they dropped a little drop down that said today only Nike sale, and I jumped in there and spent a quick $400.
Yes, I know. And then we ate.
And I'm like, I don't know.
And I had lunch at Uncle Julio's for yesterday, and it was like $100 and something lunch because I paid for my friend Craig, and it was crazy though. Like,
I know. I'm like, dang it! I was trying not to do online shopping.
My sister is saying that the store in Grand Isle where we were, it's like your booze and your concrete.
Oh, your booze and your concrete. I thought you were pulling up for keto about the rouse. Good
had everything in that store in Grand Isle. Like there was a house bar paint section and a booze section and a vegetable section and T-shirts and RV materials, like all kinds of stuff. It's a grocery store. That's
speaking
what Aldi's was.
Speaking of sugar and things that you can get things that aren't that great for you, and I talked Cooper into putting one of these in his cart because y'all just
that reminds me of old school Mickey D's right there. I love pies.
First of all, you and I both love Chicken Express, and you know I go there because you can still get a fried freaking cherry pie, like cherry pie, a fried cherry pie. So I go to Chicken Express usually for the. They do them, but they're baked now. The crust is almost like a Nutri-Grain bar. It's gross.
I hate
these. So he got one of these, and I got one just because I love the cherry.
I got
two of the apple too.
Uh-huh.
But put it in the toaster oven, y'all. 2 things that I insist on going in the toaster oven that you can put in the microwave. Pot pies. I don't care if it's Banquet or Marie Callender's. Put the pot pie in the goddamn oven. It's gross to microwave it. There's pastry crust. Same thing here. Put it in your toaster oven, guys. Put it in the toaster oven.
Air fryer would work with that.
Yes.
I just rocked your world, girl. My favorite thing on that pie, to hold that pie back up.
Oh, yes.
It says now with more cherries, and then right next to it says no artificial colors. Like literally, they are calling out. I mean, and it's because of red cancer, all that kind of stuff. But they can't call out no artificial flavors, no artificial ingredients, no artificial preservatives, just no colors, no artificial colors.
Look, because the back of this label, let me just enlighten you. It looks like a petri dish. Like I can't even say half of this crap. So you know what you're eating. You know what you're doing. When you buy this. But there is a statement on the back here that says contains bioengineered food ingredients. All right, I'm still gonna eat it. I'm gonna eat it.
You're not eating that because you're trying to live the good life, right? Like the healthy life.
I mean, the cardboard is probably healthier than what's in it, but it's fine.
More protein.
Moderation, kids. Every once in a while, moderation.
Exactly. You can't be good, at least be good at it.
Right.
And Sandy was agreeing about the fried pies and the air fryer. I bought so they had some salt and pepper calamari, and this is actually what made me think about Trader Joe's because Sandy, didn't you mention that you get calamari at Trader Joe's and you cook it in the air fryer? So I bought it, and we're going to try that. Not tonight. I'm making salmon tonight, but. And Danita,
are you making the salmon we got? Are you making that salmon?
I'm making the Ina Garden salmon tonight. I'd already defrosted because I put the salmon in the freezer and defrosted it. I also bought what else did I buy? A lot of meat kind of products.
Their salmon look great. It's already got garlic and spices on it.
Which you can't get that anywhere yet or right now.
They have Topo Chico there and like the lime and the grapefruit and the regular.
They have some name brands. Like they had Honey Nut Cheerios, which are like the jam in our house. That's our house cereal. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Sandy said she's had the salmon from Aldi and it's good. Great, because I bought some and I want to.
Yeah, and she likes to check out their cheeses. Their cheese.
Girl, we haven't even talked about the cheese section. I told Cooper, I said, here comes my favorite cheese, my section, cheese and charcuterie. Y'all, if you're ever got to go to a party or you got to make a cheese and charcuterie board, go to Aldi's. Don't go spend a ton of money at Whole Foods on these big blocks of cheese. You can get everything at all. I'm telling you, you get all Gruyere, smoked Gouda, fresh mozzarella, goat cheese, pancetta, mortadella, like salami, everything.
Welcome back to this Aldi infomercial, Mom.
Yeah, yeah. Havarti, yes, she's right there. Havarti is good, Sandy.
Yes, I bought some of that too. I love Havarti. So one of the things I bought also is I bought these lattice cut aged cheddar and black pepper kettle chips.
Damn it.
So it's basically like if you take a Chick-fil-A French fry and you turn it into a potato chip.
Oh, man.
I have eaten, Kerrie, the bag is almost empty. I have eaten these alone. Mm-hmm. So good. Oh my God, so good. I also bought these quinoa bowls. They had a Mediterranean one and a Southwestern one. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try these. They were $2.99 each. I hit it with my Weight Watchers app to see what the points were. It was 2 points. Damn, 2 Weight Watchers. I know. This is nothing. I think this right here is like 6 points. So hit it with that. I was like, oh, yay. That's awesome. Ate it after, because I was hungry when we went, because I did not eat lunch before you and I went.
Yeah, I ate a little Starbucks breakfast sandwich.
That was my $236 mistake, was that I did not eat beforehand. That quinoa bowl, it had good flavor. I don't like, aside from Chipotle, I don't like bowls very much because it ends up just being the exact same flavor over and over.
Yeah.
I don't mind Chipotle because the pieces individually are so big, like you can get more chicken in one bite. You can get more rice in one bite, like all that kind of stuff. Whereas like this quinoa bowl, it was the quinoa, and you stir it in a Mediterranean, and olives and sun-dried tomatoes, which are not my favorite, but I'll go there with it if it's part of the flavor. It was good. I ate the whole thing. I finished it thinking, that wasn't very filling. Next thing you know, I'm fucking Baruch salt.
It expands.
My shirt was like tight. I was like, "Ugh." And I hate feeling full. I just, of all the feelings, and that's why Todd and I make the big mistake of, like, we go out for our anniversary or something to this big grand dinner, and then afterwards I was like, it's like, ooh, do you feel romantic? No, get away from me.
No. I feel like working up a poo. That's all I feel about to it.
That is what is happening.
Right now, the most satisfying thing to me would be to drink.
I literally, I'm not anorexic or bulimic, but when I get to a point where I just straight up feel uncomfortable, I have no problem whatsoever, whether it be from booze or from too much food, saying, devil be gone, and just going and Ralph.
I'm telling you, it's worth it.
I've done it. I've literally done it in restaurants. Like, we've been like at a celebration with friends, and I've overindulged either liquidly or food wise, and I'm just like, nope. This party's gonna go on for a while, and I am not gonna feel this bad for the rest of the night. So I just go Ralph in the restaurant bathroom and come back, and then I just continue eating and drinking after that.
Well, the alcohol doesn't sit in your system either.
That is true. That's a fucking expensive Ralph, but still, like
I've done it.
A nice bathroom in Dallas.
I've done it once in my adult life. I think I've talked about it on here, but really quickly, it was like the third year I did Whole30, and two of my other friends who did Whole30 decided we were going to rage. And on the first day after Whole30 was done, we did a progressive eating thing where we went and had cocktails and appetizer here, went here for salad and entree, and then here for dessert, and then we had cocktails and wine throughout the whole thing. By the time I got home, I was so miserable. We were all texting each other like, why did we do that? Like cupcakes, ice cream. And it hits you. If you've been a Whole30 and you do something like that, instantly you were like, oh my God. And I was like, I texted my friend Pam and I said, maybe I should try to throw up. And she's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I've never really done that. And I walked into my bathroom, I just casually bent over the toilet, which was a mistake I would find out later. And went like this and barely got my fingers to my mouth, and I just exploded like red wine. Oh my God, it was awful.
I just have to go in there and say, throw up. Like, and it's done. Like, literally.
I didn't even get my fingers in my mouth barely, and my body was like, yeah, I'm on board with this. Let's go. God, it was awful.
I don't have much of a gag reflex, so there's that. But and we'll just leave it at that. But for me, it's literally I'm just like, okay, we're gonna throw up now, and then I just force myself to heave. So anyway, enough of that. Aaron is saying he's gonna have to log this episode into his MyFitnessPal app. He's gaining weight just watching it.
Okay, well, speaking of, I have to share my piece de resistance.
Oh, and Donita is saying, my boyfriend gets too full and subsequently pukes it up. It drives me insane, especially when it's a meal I paid for to treat him. It's like,
you better eat that and like it.
You better eat it and like it.
Okay, so you guys heard me mention when Cooper texted me last night, was like, I got the circular. You want to go to Aldi's? I was like, yes, because a couple weeks ago you might have heard me mention that I'm looking for Girl Scout cookies. I can't find these little bitches anywhere. The year I actually want Girl Scout cookies, they're nowhere to be found. Any other year when I was avoiding them, they're like, can you buy this? So I heard that Aldi's has a dupe of the Samoas, which are the coconut with the stripes, toasted coconut chocolate, and the tagalongs. So I'm going to try them live. Here is the packaging. Caramel coconut fudge cookies.
And that does look like the Samoa right there.
That looks exactly like the Samoa. So I'm going to try it for all of you live on the show. First of all,
well, you're getting I also bought these artisan
flatbread. Those are so good. Those are so good.
So good.
Load them up with whatever you want. Put them in. Look at y'all. I wouldn't be surprised. So there's 2 bakeries that bake all of the Girl Scout cookies, and depending on where you live in the country, region you are, is which bakery they come from, which is why there's slight differences in the lemon one and the s'mores one. Y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if they source these from the bakeries. They look exactly like
some black market Louis Vuitton cookie right there. Like just
this is a Girl Scout cookie, y'all. You can't tell me that. Well, let me taste. Okay. Shut up, y'all. This is a Girl Scout cookie. You can't tell me any different. This is a Girl Scout cookie.
Anita thinks they're actually better than Girl Scout cookies. That looks good.
Oh my God, y'all. First of all, these were what, Cooper? $1.25?
Something like that. $1.99 maybe.
But no, they weren't even. Yeah, they weren't. And then the tagalongs were $1.08. Hold on. Here's the tagalongs.
I can't do those. Those are peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter.
Yeah, you don't like these. Y'all can't tell me these aren't. Are they smell the same?
Also, do they look the same?
They look the same. Look, they even have the little indentation. If y'all know Girl Scout cookies, you know the top of the tagalongs looks like that. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
They just rubbed the little face off of it, the Girl Scout face.
I'm not even on these. Y'all can't tell me these aren't Girl Scout. The only thing they need to do is get a dupe of the Thin Mints, and I'm set. These are the only ones I like.
I love Thin Mints. Oh, my Thin Mints are my jam. Do you know what tastes just like a Thin Mint? It doesn't look like it, and it doesn't have the same consistency. Is the Oreo Thins with the mint? You put them in the freezer. The jam. And they I think they make them fudge covered too, but that's too far. You don't even need to go that far.
You don't need to go that far. So I'm set between these two, and I can either do the Oreo mint, or I told y'all that Kit Kat dark chocolate and mint is a Thin Mint. Oh my God. And these are Girl Scout cookies. You can't tell me any different.
I know the Girl Scouts are raising money for blah, 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 whatever they're raising money for. But it's $6 for a box of Girl Scout cookies, I think now. $5 or $6. And I think some of them are even $7. I think like the newer ones, like the gluten-free ones and all that.
And this is double the amount of cookies you get in that box.
That looks exactly right. What's the serving size on that package?
Y'all, they were $1.20 or something.
What's the serving size on that package?
2 cookies. Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Fuck off.
Is it really?
2 cookies, yes. So how many's in here? So there's 18 cookies in here. 18 cookies, Samoas, $1.20 at all these, y'all.
Yeah.
Sorry if you've got Girl Scouts. Screw you, Girl Scouts. No.
We'll make a donation.
Yeah, I'll make a donation. Never.
I'm
looking to see if they have the bakery information on here, because y'all can't tell me nothing. These are made.
Packaged and bought via Batavia.
Yeah, it is still the Batavia. Yeah.
It is packaged in though. That's not where they were made. That's where they were packaged. They were shipped in from a Girl Scout cookie refinery in.
Listen, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble because these. Oh my God! Look at y'all. I eat them like Tic Tacs.
See, this is the difference between me and you. You're in heaven eating that coconut cookie. I'm in heaven eating a cheese and black pepper flavored potato chip.
You're savory. I'm sweet.
I'm such a salty, cheesy person. I'm cheesy.
I'm weird about sweet though. It has to be things like this. It's not like cakes, cookies, chocolate. It's usually gummy bears. That'd be my first thing.
Oh,
gummy bears.
The pineapple ones are my very favorite. The clear ones.
Yes. And you got to get the Albanese gummy bears, those pineapple ones and the Albanese. And then Haribo for me comes second. I know, but
I don't know that I know the Albanese ones. The Haribo ones.
If you've had any of the gummy bears with an A on their chest,
No.
7-Eleven, their gummy bears are repackaged. They're Albanese gummy bears.
Really?
Delicious. Albanese has 12 flavors. That's how you know. If you get the ones that have light blue and the pink and the grape and 2 different colors, seafoam green and a regular green, those are the Albanese gummy bears.
Michelle Condrey tuned in a little bit ago and she said, what did I miss? You just missed us eating, talking about food. Literally, all we did was talk about what we bought at Aldi today.
Oh, y'all go get these. Y'all, these are Girl Scout dupes for real. Go and get you some of these.
I also bought I don't know what I bought. One thing that did gross me out is they had 70-30 meat. Like ground beef.
Yeah.
That was like, and they had it
leaves you with like half a pound of ground beef.
When they had it like a 2-pound package of 70-30. Oh,
yeah, because you're gonna be left with a pound.
Yes. I like, what do you even do with that? The thing that actually got me wanting to go to Aldi so I get the circular every Tuesday at the house. I think everyone does. And I look at it because I'm always fascinated by that little silly section, the wacky aisle. But on the cover of the thing, what made me see, they had a spiral cut ham for 89 cents a pound. That's what I texted Kerrie, and I was like, I'm going to get a ham. It's Easter weekend. I love spiral cut ham. And you know what? Ham is up there with like sex, enchiladas. What else? It's like pizza. Like it's still better to have some of it than to have none of it. Like there's no such thing as bad. Those things, it's just gradations of good. I love a spiral cut ham so much. And they're expensive. If you go to like the high dollar, what's the Honey Ham Bacon Company?
Oh, you'll pay $50 for like a thing this big.
And people stand in line in it and all that stuff. I'm like, nope, going to Aldi's. And it was I think that, so it rang up on the receipt at $13.49, but then there is a discount taken off of $6.71.
Oh, so we did get it half off then.
Half off. So we basically paid $7 for a half-pound ham, honey ham, spiral cut. But we had to work for it, girl. You know what I mean?
We had to find. We weren't sure in the freezer, refrigerator,
it was so badly labeled, and so I went back and got the circular, and I was like, okay, this serial number is that. This serial number, like we were process of elimination. It's in the gold wrapper. That doesn't count. It's got to be, and it was of course the one in the clear wrapper. So you saw the ham.
Yeah, y'all, and it and that's the gift that keeps on giving, because you can cut the ham, because the ham's already cooked, right? So you can eat it cold, right?
I prefer my ham cold, honestly.
Yeah, because I like sandwiches with it. Or you could do it's got a packet of glaze if you want to do the whole thing with pineapple and cherries for Easter, and take your ham hock. I bought a bag of pinto beans while I was there, so next week I'm gonna be making pinto beans with ham hock, y'all.
Yeah.
Cornbread. I'll be ready.
I bought some tiki masala starter also, which I checked the ingredients on that. It was not bad stuff. I did buy hamburger helper because I do like to just kind of, that's a pandemic purchase. I've not had it. The first week of the pandemic, I bought a box of it thinking, just in case. My children thought it was a culinary adventure of their lifetime. They were like, now we want it. So now I ruin it because I love churching shit up, and I know you do too. I will make the stroganoff, and then I will add like fresh spinach to it, maybe some mushrooms, stuff like that, peas.
Yeah.
And kids generally like it, but and that's like my and I use turkey meat instead of ground beef, and that's my emergency backup. But
yeah, during the pandemic, I had probably 3 or 4 boxes of the blue Kraft mac and cheese. I mean, you just can't go wrong. Oh, no, now it makes me want.
I love
you eat that too,
and you know it's organic. They don't brag about it. Blue Box.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. I've been wanting rice-a-roni lately. San Francisco treat.
The one in the little bag that has like the fettuccine pieces, kind of like.
Yeah, and you brown the. First of all, you brown the noodles, and then you add the stuff in. I've just been wanting rice-a-roni. I don't know why.
It's like
been years.
What do they call that? Where you have the browned noodles and then it's in a soup. Fedora.
Yeah, Fideo.
Fideo, yes. My sister loves the Knorr ones, Knorr, whatever it's called. Those are good.
Oh, speaking of Knorr, everybody knows Goya. Has anybody used this spice? We both bought this because first of all it says is saison. Am I saying that right? Saison. It says a unique seasoning. So I flipped it over, and this is literally the description of this.
Selling point.
But it's by Goya, and Goya makes really good. Leah will chime in on. Oh, look, she said yes, Bish. She already said it. Include inside this box, you'll find what good cooks have always dreamed of: an absolutely foolproof way to make everything taste not just good or even great, but sensational every time. It's Saison Goya, a special mix of seasonings from Goya. A little magic in little foil packets. So
just use it in everything Spanish.
Yeah, so I was like, well, God, this probably be good in pinto beans or whatever. So I'm reading the ingredients, and I was like, oh, Cooper, first ingredient, monosodium glutamate.
Yeah.
Go put it in the cart.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. We talked about that last week.
That's such an enemy of the people. Why do people like MSG free? Is it because it bloats you or something? How much?
Well, some people can't have it. It makes their joints hurt.
Oh, well, maybe that might.
Here's a little magic. Okay, how it works: just cook the way you always cook, the same recipes, the same seasoning, changing nothing except for every 4 people your recipe serves, just add 1 packet of Saison Goya, 2 packets to a dish for 8. You'll wonder how you ever did without it. Use it in meat, stews, salad, soups, poultry, pasta, rice, beans, vegetables, everything.
That sounds like cocaine.
Like, is it Coke, y'all? Is it Mexican Coke?
That's like
good.
Everyone's just add it. Just make this shit and just add this to it. Like at the end, like just everyone will feel
smells good. When you can smell the monosodium glutamate, there's cumin in it. There's what else?
But you can add that. But you can add that like if you're making tacos or you're making spaghetti or you're making chicken noodle soup, or you can add that. Literally, the instructions say, I mean, if you want to make some hard-boiled eggs, add this to those too. Like,
yeah, there's garlic, cumin, salt, coriander, annatto. Annatto seed is like gives you that red. It's more Cuban. That's a Cuban spice. I mean, hey, Leah says, how did you just find Saison? I know, Leah, because you didn't tell me. Like, I knew what tahine was, but I just became a huge fan of tahine at the beginning of the pandemic. Like, tahine is like my thing now.
I'm going to Aldi tomorrow. Gotta go
chicken and rice. Leah says use 2 packs chicken and rice. Girl, I'm making it tonight. Leah, because you didn't tell me about it. That's why. Leah's my go-to Hispanic Latin cooking person.
Leah, God.
Leah, quit keeping the secret, girl. And did you see her earlier? I saw her comment about, girl, just make your own beef jerky. Listen, Leah has been making bread. Leah's been making jerky. She's building a greenhouse. She bought chicks to have chickens, and then realized she couldn't have them where she's at in her county, so she had to return the little chicks. Girl, ain't nobody. You have time for that, girl. I don't have time.
You can't have chickens. We can have chickens in the city. We just can't have roosters.
Her county, she could have them, but there's 2 little areas in her county, and she happens to be in one of those neighborhoods that doesn't allow it. So she had to take the little chicks back.
Oh, cool.
She grew up on a farm. We're both farm girls.
She's eating Pringles right now. So that was one thing I did notice. They had a generic version of Pringles that were like 5 cents cheaper than actual Pringles. So that was like a hard miss for me on that. Like
you can already get Pringles cheap.
And my thing on Pringles is I actually don't like the original ones. I like they used to be called Right Crisps.
The extra toasty.
They're less fatty. They're toastier. They're slightly less salty.
Oh no, you're not talking about. Okay, you're talking about a different chip.
No. I'm talking about the Pringles Right Crisps.
Oh, the super thin ones. Yeah.
It's like their diet version, but it's not. They've not like made it in Olean or something. Because if I eat Olean, I shit my pants also. Like I'm one of those people when Lay's came out with those, it is like,
oh,
ooh.
All of us in college were like knocking. It's my turn. I need in the bathroom. We couldn't figure it out. We were polishing off a whole bag of Doritos. We're like, shit.
I don't even know if that exists. Do they even still make that?
I think they took it out. Yeah.
The diet pill Ally or whatever came out, and it was making people shit their pants, and they called it an alley oops. We're talking about all the bodily functions on this episode.
Yeah, sorry, people that put up the throwing up emojis earlier.
Yes. But yeah, oh my goodness. And I bought a new air fryer, by the way, because we broke one on our most recent camping trip. We left it outside in the Louisiana coastal humidity, and it just fried the circuit board. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking my current one in the house and putting it in the RV, the new Gracie. And I should have given it to Todd. He's there right now showing burning it to somebody. And then I bought a new one, and I bought a Ninja brand with double drawers. So our original one, Kerrie,
I'm excited to see this next one.
Instant Vortex, and it is a sport, I believe. And this Ninja one is 8 quarts total. It's 4 in each. So yeah.
I'm excited to see that.
Michelle Condre is asking me, did you join that air fryer site I recommended? I did join it. And I asked about this specific air fryer on it, and everyone's like, I love it. Sign me up. There are some really big morons on that group though. Like there are people like, how much oil do you fill your air fryer with? I'm like, like someone asked that, hey, sorry to seem daft, but how much oil do you put in your air fryer? I'm like, girl, that's
oh my God. Right back to go, is your house still there? Girl, you do not need to be working an air fryer. In fact, you do not need to be turning on an oven or an appliance of any sort, not even a Mr. Coffee.
None. Just go. You need some Little House on the Prairie Amish action in your house. Go churn some butter, girl.
Yeah, girl. No.
Also at Aldi, I bought these. So I adore Brussels sprouts. Yeah. I'm the only person in my house that adores Brussels sprouts. So I make them whenever I damn well please. And they had a version of it that had a maple and bacon, like a maple vinaigrette glaze, and then bacon in the package. And I plan to air fry the shit out of some of that because Brussels sprouts in the air fryer, the bomb baby, so good. So good. Okra, too. I love okra too. I really, really like green flavors. Like I love Brussels sprouts. I love asparagus. I love okra. I could eat lettuce. I literally could just sit there with a head of romaine lettuce and just eat it like a fucking rabbit. I love.
Have you done kale chips in your air fryer yet? I did the kale chips. They turned out really well.
Oh really? I've not gone that far, but
because you just have to mist them and then put a little salt and put them in there.
Oh, my sister's asking, did you tell about your text on the Coast Guards? Okay, so this is not related to anything here, but you'll find this funny. So so when we were camping in Grand Isle, Louisiana, a couple of weeks ago for spring break, it was after dark, and Mike, my brother-in-law, Claire, and Sterling, I think, their son, went to the pier to go fishing after dark because that's a good time to get fish at night.
What do they call that? There's something they call that, like the lures they use, they glow or glisten or something.
Stupidity, I don't know.
There's something about fishing in the dark. I forget what it is.
They go fishing in the dark, basically.
You and me go fishing in the dark. You probably don't know that song. Lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows.
I know all country songs. I was raised country girl. I know all. And anyway, so they go, and we are in Monica, me, and it was cold that night, I think, right, Monica? I'm pretty sure. Me, Todd, Monica, and Mason were in our RV, just hanging out, playing a card game, talking, whatever. And suddenly we hear like Coast Guard helicopters hovering over where
my God.
And no, let me rephrase that. Let me. I'm already fucking the story up. Back up. We're doing that, and we're like, I wonder where they are. What's going on? Whatever. So I text Mike. I text the group because we have this group text. So I text the group. I was like, how's it going? And then I text a picture of Jaws attacking the boat, like, and then it crashing and then them falling, and like this meme, like of Jaws, right? And them all dying from Jaws 1 at the end when the shark comes up and tries to eat the boat. No one acknowledged that at all, period. And we're just talking and stuff, and then all of a sudden we hear these helicopters go in, and they walk outside. I stayed inside, and the neighbor who was kind of a drama queen comes over. Someone fell off the pier and blah, blah, blah. The Coast Guard trying to rescue an accident that happened at the pier and blah, 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 blah. Well, Monica and Todd both suffered the same issue. Overreactive imaginations. And if the glass is half full, it's probably half full of something that will kill you. And so they jump in the Jeep and rush to the pier. And as they're walking out the door, I say, I really regret that last text I sent. And no one even know, like they were so frantic they didn't even know it. Monica later told me that once she got there and realized that they were safe, she looked at her phone and she busted out laughing over that. She was like, "Oh my God!" Now I hear what the little side comment. No,
she says no. Todd texted and no response.
So that's what it was. They were texting like, "How's it going? How's it going?" And then I texted that thing. That's what it was.
Sorry, Aaron,
I would never tell a woman to stop eating, but we can't hear you over that bag.
Sorry, but y'all, I just had the spicy garlic. Delish. Oh my God. Delish.
So
sorry, Aaron.
Anyway, but so in this thing, so I sent an unfortunately timed but hilarious text, not knowing that all this was going to happen. It turns out like a boat out in the ocean overturned, and the Coast Guard was trying to help them. Had nothing to do with the pier, had nothing to do with anything, anyone on land or anything like that. No sharks, nothing. So, but Monica has told that story to all her coworkers, like everybody. It's the new funny story.
Talk about hot. I love Coast Guard. The Coast Guard videos on the TikTok.
My TikTok has gotten so boring.
Because are you liking things and following to help drive your
things? I'm liking are like how to use the Section 179 tax deduction to buy a new Range Rover through my business, or literally that Aaron can testify. I literally have forwarded him that TikTok.
That's funny.
Or how to what's one of the other ones like real estate how-tos, like buying commercial property. Like I'm watching that level of like I'm being educated. I'm not getting the the guy dancing, and the
so lately, because I think I've fallen for too many like sympathetic stuff, too simp as the kids say on TikTok, too simpy. I'm getting things that are scaring me now. Like I'm deathly afraid of getting like mitochondrial disease, or I'm deathly afraid of having blood clots and something happening with my colon, and I end up with a colostomy bag for the rest of my life. I'm freaking out. TikTok has freaked me out because I go down a rabbit hole. These people are so brave, and they get on there, and they're on there to tell their story and to show a face for
than I am.
XYZ disease, and I'm like, oh my God.
Whoop.
Oh, I get sucked in because I'm like, oh my God, look how brave and strong they are. I'm like, I'm such a wimp. Please don't let anything happen to me like that because I'm such a wimp.
Sandy is like, who's tired of seeing Lisa Rinna dancing?
She doesn't come up in mine either.
Well, I've seen them before, and it's the same dance. She literally
she's all.
And then Brad, who's the designer guy, like stylist, Brad something.
Oh yeah, Brad, yeah.
Makes like satires of that, and then I'm tired of that. And I had to unfollow the guy who does all the Schitt's Creek things.
Oh, he doesn't pop up in my feed anymore.
No, he doesn't. Well, I switch between watching For You and following.
Oh, see, I never go watch my following, hardly ever. It's weird.
I also had to unfollow Todrick Hall because they became And I love them, but they became all the exact same thing, just doing all of the latest dances. Derek Huff is the same way, just doing the same fucking TikTok dance. No original.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that. I usually only send them to you. What?
I do love the stop it, white people. White people, stop it.
Yeah, you like that guy. I haven't seen him in a while. But I will tend to only share the ones that I find extremely hilarious or ironic. Like I think I sent you the trampoline lady the other day.
When
she was like being plus size and trampoline does not mix, because she just literally hit the middle and she was like boom, right out of the frame. I mean, I died laughing. I must have watched it 20 times. She screamed. She's like,
nope. Next, go over them. And she was the other thing is she was so scared to jump. She's like, I don't want to. Boom, yeet. Like,
yeah, she just yeeted out of the frame. And that one, and let's see, I like my other favorite one that's also tragic. I don't know if you guys have seen this one, but the oh dear one, where the guy goes in his backyard and there's like a deer running around like a wombat in his backyard. And he's like, hey buddy, calm down. And the deer sees him and he like runs and hits his fence and like ping pongs his fence all the way down. And then he runs out, and as soon as he runs into the street, a car goes wham and just waylays the deer, and the guy goes, oh dear.
Oh dear.
It's so funny.
Oh, I have to tell you what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, I was giving a donor tour of our new campus in the morning. And what I always do when I do those is I go in about 30 minutes before, turn on all the lights, and this creepy ass 65,000 square foot building. I'm alone in there.
Ooh.
I know every inch of it. I carry a flashlight with me. I know it, right? And at this point, if I was going to get murdered in that building, it would have happened. I've been in and out of it for 2 years at this point. But I go and turn the lights on, and there's some windows that they're double hung and they'll slide down a little bit, and then you have to push them back up. There's a couple windows that are broken in certain spots, and occasionally pigeons get in. So I go in the building, and I've shooed pigeons out before. I never had a problem with it. Yesterday morning, there was a pigeon at the end of the hallway, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So I walk towards it, and it goes to this tiny little room that has no windows that are open. So I walk in with it. I shut the door behind me, so it's me and the pigeon in this little room. It has 2 windows, though. I go open the windows, both of them. I'm like, okay, pigeons can't be this fucking stupid. They are. That fucking pigeon loses its mind and is going, and it's like attacking me, and I'm like, go! And I'm not afraid of pigeons. I'm not afraid.
Right there. The window is right there.
You're a moron. Go there. Like, I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you, fucking pigeon. If you do get out, I want to grab you in the air and throw you at the fucking window. Like, that is. I mean, I was so irritated by this pigeon, and of course it's shooting feathers everywhere while it's doing this, and it's just hitting the wall. And I'm like, that wall has 2 windows on it. Hit that wall. Like, it was
literally got 4 options.
This room has a piece of workout equipment in it, like a treadmill. I don't know why, but they left a treadmill in it when they left the building. And so it kept going and like landing on all the different parts of the treadmill, and then it would go. And I'm like, that wall is halfway made of wind. I mean, literally, this room is the size of like your kitchen behind you, the whole room. And there's 2 windows, and this fucking pigeon is trying to attack me.
He's like, hang on a second, get a workout in. Beep, 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 beep.
And then he's getting on the treadmill, working out so he can attack me later. Like,
he's like, you want me to go out the window? No, I got to get these quads.
I need my steps. I need to close the circle.
I just get this picture of you. It'd be better if you waving something around like a pizza box or a piece of cardboard. Get out, pigeon. It's like whenever you're in the car and there's a mosquito or a mayfly or a moth, you roll, and he's like right here, and you roll down your entire fucking driver's side window. What do? Shoom, to the back of the car. You're like,
or they'll hover. Like, if you only roll the window down this far, they'll hover like right here.
They're bouncing around at the top, and you're like telling your friend, open the other window, we'll create a vortex. And then they're like,
if there's a fly in my car, that freaks me out. That freaks me out because we watched Amityville Horror as a kid, and I think that's the movie. And one of the omens in that movie that something bad is about to happen.
Oh.
is a single fly appears.
Leah, weigh in. Is that a bad omen? I know crows are, sometimes hawks are native.
And it may be the movie The Omen, but I think it was.
Danita, if you're on, weigh in from a native perspective. What do flies mean? Because I don't know. I know other symbolisms.
And like there's an episode, like there was one in the car, and all of a sudden the traffic stopped and a pipe came and person in the head. There's one where there was a fly in the elevator and the elevator collapsed to the floor.
Well, I've never known that. Now that's gonna creep me out.
It creeps me. It's The Exorcist. My mom is saying.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. It was freaky shit though. Like a single fly. Like give me a horde of flies, a swarm of flies over a single fly. That creeps me out. Plus, with the flies are like mosquitoes. Like you can hear one like at a mile's pace. Like if you get a fly that's hung behind your shades in your house, blah, 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 or you're sleeping at night and there's a mosquito in the house and right by your ear. It's like,
or a cricket. Oh, for freak's sakes, a cricket. Monica says Amityville too.
Oh, it is Amityville also. Yeah, and there was we because of our parents' wonderful parenting, we were pretty much allowed to watch all the shows. And although
I didn't watch the scary stuff as a kid,
I've never seen the only movie my mother I can remember my mother saying I'm never allowed to watch, and I still haven't to this day, is The Shining. She was like,
that's not even that scary.
Well, I don't know. I was just told it was like the scariest movie on the history of the world, and
it's creepy, but it's not. Oh, I think the other ones you mentioned are much worse. So as a kid, my friend Kelly and I, we'd all have sleepovers. My friend Kelly and I. Yeah, none of that. The Jason movies, the Elm Street, which we're kids from the 80s, right? That shit was so popular.
I saw all of that.
Every slumber party you go to, what do people want to do? Pop in those movies. And my friend Kelly and I had a pact, and we're like, we're going to go over here and do something if they put a scary movie. So at least there were two of us acting like we were busy doing something else, so we didn't have to watch them. We were like, no.
I let Claire watch Gremlins, and she thought that was the scariest fucking thing ever. And actually, it is a scary movie if you actually watch it. It's Steven Spielberg, and it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's a little.
But my mom and sister are arguing about Exorcist and Amityville. And it was a single fly. It's a single fly that freaks me out. And but when we were kids, we spent the night at my cousin Christy's house. And I have a cousin named Tarka also. I know it's
Tarka?
Tarka.
That's cool.
T-A-A.
Oh, T-A-R-K. Okay.
Yeah. Christy. So Christy's the oldest. Tarka is 1 year younger. I'm 1 year younger than that, or something like that. And then my sister. So we were all very close as kids. And we had a slumber party at Christy's house, and we watched all the Amityville horror movies, like in a row. Boom, 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 in a row. And we were probably at upper junior high, lower high school. And I don't like scary movies at all now. But we're watching, and they were sleeping in sleeping bags in the living room. And I hear something going on in the kitchen, and it freaks the shit out of me. Like I'm certain that we were about to die. It was the ice maker. We didn't live in a house with an ice maker, so I'd never heard one. But it scared me. And then their house,
like somebody just broke in, and it's just the ice falling in the bucket.
Yes. And their house also has a detached laundry room, like a shed in the back that has laundry room and stuff. And I had to go back there once to get something out of that. And it is pitch fucking black in Donna, Texas, out there. And go out to it. And I don't know who thought it was funny to scare the tallest, gayest, whitest thing in 4 counties, but they did. I start walking back, and they jump out from behind like this giant elephant ear, because it's the valley, so there's all kinds of tropical plants. Jump out between this thing. I just threw to the ground whatever it was I had and took off running. Like, it was
not worth it.
My sister's saying that house isn't in the back anymore. Oh, well, that's good.
I was the same way as a kid when I was young. When I was about 6, 7, we moved from California to my grandmother's house in Oklahoma while we, worked to get a house or whatever. So we lived with my grandmother for about, God, I don't know, 6 months. I really honestly don't know. It could have been a year. Well, moving from a city, small house in Bakersfield, California, to out in the country where there's a ton of noises. I mean, I'll never forget the drive. We pulled into town late at night, and I was laying in my mom's lap looking up out of the windshield, and I'd never seen trees grow over a road, like we're driving down a country road and all the crowns of the trees. I mean, it looked like something out of it looked like From Where the Wild Things Are, right? Yeah. That was my only reference to it, you know? So I remember thinking, oh my God, where are we? And I used to lay in bed at my grandma's house at night. I mean, my parents never knew this till much later. I was always tired as a kid because I'd lay there and I was terrified. Two things. I would lay there and stare at the wall, and she had a needle point of Serenity Prayer. So that's always been my favorite prayer, because I think that was like the only thing that got me through it.
That literally is like my guide to life, is the Serenity Prayer.
Oh, I love it. And I'd lay there, and every little crack, pop, you know, cows mooing, cricket. I mean, that was all new to me. It was like a cacophony of like all these noises, and I thought, oh my God, and I would hear things, and I just think, okay, all you have to do is get up and run across the hall. But I knew if I ran across the hall, the boogeyman at the end of the hall, the dark part of the hall, I was going to see like glowing eyeballs, right?
And you couldn't take the blanket off, because somehow they can't kill you if your blanket is up here.
Yeah, it's to here. It's to here. But it's, by the way, I'm getting fumigated because you know, it was in wintertime and I was sick. So my grandma would rub Vicks all over my chest and all over my feet with my socks. I'm like, my eyes are watering. So I'm laying there and I'm like, I just have to, like, what if I jumped from, the doors were at an angle. It's like, what if I just jumped into my parents' room? I just jumped. And I'd lay there the whole time and freak myself out. Well, then I get to the point where I freak myself out so much, I had to pee. And that bathroom was right across the hall at the other angle. So it was all night I spent trying to figure out whether I wanted to run to my parents, which I could get relief and probably go pee, or risk running to the bathroom and go pee, but then I have to jump back across the hall by myself. So most of the time I would go to my parents if I finally just gave in. Sometimes I'd finally fall asleep, but it was horrifying.
We lived in a house in Hallettsville, Texas, tiny little town also. And I had 2 step siblings at the time, and then Monica was there too. So there was 4 of us in the house. Somehow one night, all 4 of us sleptwalked the same night.
No, that's fucked up.
That is so messed up. And
that's something in the house.
There was something going on that night, or that. So I think Clinton was found in the front yard. Tracy was like sitting on the porch swing, swinging silently or something. Monica and I were in the bathroom. We were like, she was standing in the middle of the bathroom, and our bathroom was like a really long, it had like a laundry room attached to it. She was like standing just in the middle of the bathroom, and I was at the other end just standing there. And I don't remember who found us. I think it was my grandmother. My Nanu is what we called her. Nanu is you can't see it in this, but she's the one picture that someone thought was Queen Elizabeth at one point. But I think she was there visiting us and found us, and she's like, she didn't cuss, but I bet that night she was like, what in fucking hell is this? Like,
That's so the scary movies are one thing, but I will not watch anything paranormal. So like those Paranormal Activity movies, I've seen the first 2 because friends forced me to go, and I was beyond that night by myself. I'm like, they all got to go pair off at home and be with each other, and I was by myself. But then Paranormal Activity, that first one where the girl wakes up all the time and just sways back and forth while she watches the dude sleep, I'm like,
Or the where they're like, it was so scary I threw up. I'm like, why would you want to do that?
No.
The only things I know about scary movies is from watching like the Scary Movie, the spoof of it.
Yeah.
They make fun of the movies. Like, I get that. So
yeah. Monica just said many times, Dad found me squatting in the kitchen.
No, it was Mom. It wasn't Dad. It was Mom. So my sister used to sleepwalk when we lived in Midland with my mom and my stepdad at the time, Jesse. We would, she would just sleepwalk in the middle of the night and go into the kitchen. And in her mind, sleepwalking the kitchen was where the bathroom was and whatever.
Yeah.
And she would pee in the kitchen. I think it was my mom. It was you, right? I think it was. I don't think it was Dad.
I'm hoping I don't get, so my mother was a sleepwalker, like not so horrible where, I don't know if you've seen the videos on TikTok. There's this one girl that she does all sorts of things in the middle of the night and never wakes up. It's crazy. She eats, she runs into things, she knows where she's going. But my mom would walk, but mostly just go to the bathroom. But then she'd wake herself up at some point. But she had this knack of being able to walk into your bedroom, shuffle. She'd shuffle in there. Sometimes I'd be awake in here. But if I was asleep, she had a knack for just standing at the end of the bed and reaching out and grabbing your big toe. You want to talk about jump out of your, and I go, Mom, and then she'd wake up and she'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I did it again.
I'm sorry.
So I didn't get that. I pray to God. I mean, I don't think I do. I'm by myself.
Ambien causes people to do stuff in their sleep too sometimes.
Shop and
I have people. I know friends who cook, shop. I have a friend who sends explicit pictures of himself to friends.
But there's saying that men, husbands and wives wake up and want a sexy time, and then they don't remember it. They're like, damn, I don't even remember it.
Man, that doesn't count for resetting the clock. Right. I'm literally just eating.
Well, I don't think I'm a sleepwalker, but I have found out recently from Quentin, now that we've had trips together, apparently I talk in my sleep. Apparently I have conversations about all kinds of stuff. And I was like, shut up. He goes, no, I'm serious. You did. And when he started relaying it to me, I was like, oh, that's weird. So I told him to record me next time because I want to hear it. But apparently I talk.
Mentor Hotel in San Antonio. You won't sleep. That I just people who say that, and that one in Colorado where it's the Shining one.
Where you remember when you and I were planning, we were going to go to Eureka Springs and we were trying to plan a trip while the Ozarks were changing. There's Eureka really only has that one really pretty fancy hotel with a spa in it. I refuse because it's one of the most haunted hotels in the country. And I told Cooper, I was like, I refuse. We're staying at this little beatnik, mid-century hotel, because he was like, really? And I was like, I'm not staying in that.
No, we got an RV, which, by the way, we need to go. We're already over an hour. This little device here left in our RV, and then I ordered more. It doesn't look like much.
Oh, look at that.
It is the best. It keeps them so. Ordered on Amazon. It's called a grip stick without a K at the end. So GRIPSTIC. Keeps everything so fresh, and it saves room, and you don't have the clip popping off and all that kind of stuff. Pro tip.
That's cool. I like that.
Anyway.
Pro tip.
Alrighty, we need to go. We're over an hour.
Well, thanks for sharing the Aldi's haul, everybody. Sorry, everybody, that we had to do an Aldi's haul.
I had to eat the whole bag to show us that grip stick. Yeah, that's it. That was my plan.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So, alrighty. Well, Kerrie,
it all for the gram.
Another hour and something with you today.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. I love that you watched this. I'd say cheers, but my glass and my chips are empty. And I will see you tomorrow for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Bye.
Bye, everybody.